Welcome back. We've got a Budapest Gambit going here. This is an opening I've played a lot on the black side over a period of about a number of years ago. I'm going to play bishop to f4. Assume he's going to play knight c6, knight f3, bishop b4 check. And we have to choose if we want to hold on to the pawn with knight c3 or just get a little bit better position after knight bd2. I think we're going to try holding on to the pawn this time. So knight c3, queen e7, and now queen d5. Black often takes on c3 here, but decides not to do that in this case. Okay, I'm going to take on f6. So now it's a true gambit. Black is actually down a pawn. But the queen has to move, and black has some compensation for that pawn. What's interesting about this, though, is that after queen d3, black hasn't taken on c3 yet, which means if he ever does, now the queen can recapture. So black can't ruin white's queenside pawn structure anymore. d6, yeah, that looks normal. And I remember in this variation that white often plays g3 and bishop g2. That's with a capture on c3, but I don't really see a reason not to do that, so let's go ahead and play g3. Try to get the king to safety on the king side, and free up this knight, at which point it'll move somewhere, d5 or e4, and then I'll be able to harass this bishop on the queen side with a3 and b4. Okay, interesting. So he found a way to get these pawns doubled anyway. And now he gets to do it with a knight, doesn't he? Unless I go bishop d2. Do I want to mess around with that? No, I think we'll just castle. I don't even see a problem with him taking here with the knight, because I think this bishop... Well, actually, now that the pawns are getting doubled, this bishop might be good on c5. Alright, do I want to throw in queen d5 check? I can play knight d5. Tough. Knight d5, the queen moves. I can play bishop g... No, I can't. I think we'll go knight d5, because it looks kind of dangerous. And then we'll play queen back to d1, or over to b3. Over to b3 looks reasonable. I'm going to play a3 to kick this bishop out. Hopefully black doesn't have serious compensation here. Oh, shit. Well, knight c5, I guess that's not so bad. I can just go back to d1. And now I'm kind of threatening a3, b4, aren't I? Yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and play a3 anyway. And after b4, where's that knight going? Not sure. I want to take this bishop off the board because it's kind of a nice piece. And after knight h4, we have a trick. He can't go bishop e4. Let's try that. Knight h4. I think he'll go bishop back to e6, and then I'll go bishop d5, trade some more pieces. Bishop h3. Okay. Alright, let's go b4. Kick that knight out of there. I'm down on time again. Surprise, surprise. Should I take back with the knight? We're just going to take back with the king. g5, at least right now, it's not threatened. And I have queen d5 pinning the knight. He just moves out of the way, of course. So now we go bishop back to e3. He doesn't have g5. I can put my knight on f5 if I want to. At some point, launch an attack on g7. Other than that, I think I want to activate this rook now that the bishop is guarding f2 pretty well. Okay, he gives up the b7 pawn. I'm going to take it. And then he does that. So I'm going to come back to e4, which is a nice square for the queen. I'm going to put a rook on d1 and try to play c5. Is he threatening anything right now? I don't think so. And let's just get Mrs. Queen out of the way. Queen d3. We'll go c5. Okay. Let's bring this knight back into the game and guard the e5 square. And now I think we want to start pushing this a-pawn, basically saying to black, you're on a timer. If you don't do something, this pawn's just going to queen. Okay, we'll take there, and I mean, I don't see any good reason not to put the queen on d4, do I? It's getting a little tricky, actually, because the knight's coming into c4. Alright, let's go queen c2. And we'll go bishop up to d4. I'll kick the knight in a sec, send it back where it came from, and I think I can play this. And rook f1. But I'm really low on time, so I have to be very careful here. Come on, Brett, play faster. Rook takes f2 is coming. And if he captures, we are taking back with the bishop. And then we're just advancing the a-pawn. Oh, yeah, that's a little bit tricky, isn't it? So we're going to go rook a3, slide the rook over to f3 if he goes rook f8, a6, and queen f5, activate my pieces. Queen f7, get better and better. I'm going to play bishop d4. Okay, I thought you might do that. Let's go bishop to e3. And, oh, come on, play faster, play faster. Queen b7. I have no time. a7. King h2. I think I need to put auto promote to queen on because, shoot. Alright, well I allowed a draw, but I was down on time, so I guess that's okay. It's against a higher rated opponent, so I gained a couple points. And yeah, I think it was a reasonably played game overall. Thank you for watching.